going over and over and over and over again, there's going to be a ton of information being shared very early on, very quickly.
Yeah, I think in general, especially with the significance of Twitter now, there's so much being shared and so much that people are digesting that it's almost difficult to keep track of it all. And I think that you see a lot of these players deciding what they want to do in terms of preparation for the game, and that's something you're going to see more and more as time goes on. You're going to have lab monsters that show up and do great. You're going to have the people that were just fiending tournaments and trying to figure out how their movement can be incorporated into the new mechanics of the game. And what do we have up next right now?
So next up we have Ippo and Kofi. Ippo is sticking with Cloud. He's a dedicated Cloud main in Smash 4. He read all the low lows and high highs of Cloud every step of the way. Kofi, sort of a jack-of-all-trades player. He plays a lot of characters. I was just discussing with him a little bit before this bracket started who he's feeling in this game, because I know in Smash 4 he played a ton of characters. He just played as many characters as he can get his hands on. That did not change in this game. And it looks like we're going to be starting things off with Wolf and with Cloud.
Yeah, this is going to be another showcase of another new-ish character. Wolf obviously wasn't in Smash 4. So though he was in Brawl, we're going to get something a little bit different. Wow, you see that parry. Cloud's cross slash, one of those moves that is going to get significantly weaker because of the new system. Oh, but that forward smash is not any weaker.
No, it looks like they made it a little quicker. I haven't gotten a chance to look at the frame data on it yet, but I know just utilizing forward smash in neutral was sort of a calling part of Ippo's. It wasn't the best of options, but it's one of those options that's so dumb it wraps around being brilliant. And I feel like it's even better in this game. Like, it just works.
Yeah, I feel like in general you love to see when one of your weird options gets buffed, because then you're like, yeah, see, I told you it was good. So if Ippo's going to keep using that forward smash, and if it is better, it did look a little bit faster there, then maybe, just maybe, his weird option is going to end up being a really strong one. Wolf's recovery, not the best in this game. Not a great...
It's garbage, bro.
It's just not covering a lot of space in general. He has that side B, which sends at a really nice horizontal... sends Wolf at a horizontal angle, but in general that up B just does not have a lot of range.
It's like they gave this character like all the right tools to survive in a game like this, and then they shorthanded him on like the essentials. I feel like Wolf is going to shred early competition and might even like withstand the meta as being a noob killer kind of character, because you can just forward chain from end to end and then you can secure your kill.
Yeah, his forwarder is actually reminiscent of Sheik's in both this game and Smash 4, where it does so much damage, which is actually a little bit different from Sheik, but it does still chain into itself. So that, I think I do agree, is going to be really good against players with weak DI or no preparation. Oh, that forward tilt was great. Yeah, Wolf's forward tilt now has a lot more range. That's one of the big changes from Brawl that the character found, and it is, again, one of those quality of life changes that you might not notice immediately, but you'll definitely notice over time.
Oh, he tried to get shrifted with that recovery. It wasn't happening, though.
Yeah, he wanted to do something cute.
Like, Wolf just doesn't allow you to do that. His side B puts you in free fall and doesn't have that great of range. It's also a set angle. And then his up B just doesn't travel that far. It's kind of strange. But...
Wow.
Yo, he did it for the culture.
You know what? I actually respect it, because even though he lost, it looked kind of dope. That down tilt sent at a really interesting angle. Most of the new down tilts in this game pop you right up. Incineroars is a great example of one that just, it knocks you straight up for combos. But you see Wolf's down tilt actually sends you a little bit horizontally. So he actually used that down tilt instead for an edge guarding purposes. But again, you know, Wolf's up B, not very great. We've been talking about it.
Yeah, like, it almost seems like directional air dodge might be one of his better options to return to the ledge.
Yeah, I know certain characters with that weak recovery do benefit from the directional air dodge. You know, I think a lot of people have seen the clip of Chrom actually making that directional air dodge to ledge, where he wouldn't be able to do it with his up B. And so I think a character like Wolf, who doesn't have a great up B, might actually benefit from that change as well.
Yeah, Chrom is actually phenomenal in this game. Like, don't get it twisted with him having, like, super linear, not good recovery. Like, that character is dangerous, and I feel like we'll see it at some point during the day.
Yeah, absolutely. So speaking of characters with changes, Zelda is one that has some significant changes. The biggest one, I would say, is the one that you saw right at the start of the match. Zelda's new Phantom is actually completely overhauled. Instead of just sending him out in front of you, Zelda builds the Phantom based on, I believe, one of 4 different options in terms of size and completion. And they all send the Phantom out and do a little attack, but it's delayed. And so now Zelda has the option to cover her approaches and force jumps, which she didn't have before, and it makes her a much better character overall. You're going to see she builds the Phantom. Oh, what great coverage.
Yeah, generally speaking, Zelda is very similar to how she is in Smash 4. She has a lot of her throw combos intact, which is not something a lot of the cast can say. She has a lot of similar spacing tools, but the presence of the Phantom and its multiple charges, the fact that its max charge allows you to act while it stands still, and then something we've seen from Kofi a couple of times in this match, Din's Fire doesn't put you in free fall anymore. Those are 2 huge changes that make this character much more, I would say not even just better, because in the grand scheme of things, I feel like Zelda hasn't really moved anywhere, but I feel like they make the character a lot more accessible to play.
Yeah, I would agree with that for sure. And in terms of just like those little changes that do really help her, just like the Din's Fire, I think something, forward smash, again, you're right, Ippo does seem to go for these a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of the changes that I think has been helping Zelda a lot is that landing lag reduction on forward air and back air. The little lightning kicks are now a little bit safer to land with, as before they were really, really weak. Oh, and there we go, we got a little game sound.
Yeah, we've got a setup back here in one of the additional rooms at AON, and I've just been sort of tweaking things in the background, trying to get us all set up. I was wondering why we couldn't hear anything ourselves, but nonetheless, we got the sweet Pokemon here and says, Ippo's looking to go for the straight 2-0 on Kofi.
Yeah. Ippo actually has complete control of this match right now, 108% on Kofi's last stock. Ippo's still sitting at really low percent on his second.
Yeah, for what it's worth, Cloud still is, he sits atop characters when it comes to zone breaking. He does such a good job of just going in on someone and making their day a living hell. That did not change, despite a lot of the changes to Cloud.
Yeah, but you see there, Ippo was actually spacing with that back air, and Kofi, realizing the new mechanics, was able to do the parry on that short hop back air, something that you couldn't previously do, obviously with no parrying, but